following program is a special presentation of the Big Ten Network, produced in association with Michigan State University.
I'm Jim Peck. Welcome to MSU Today. Here's what's coming your way right now.
This is actually the house that I first grew up in right here.
MSU on the streets of Detroit. The F-rib wrap.
Where's the pollen, Joe?
Pollen is in here.
The B team. On campus, on two wheels. This is the Wharton Center, home to some fabulous productions and performances right here on campus. We're going to take you on a tour a little bit later. We show you a lot of the ways the work of MSU goes far beyond East Lansing. Making a difference is critical to MSU, whether it's in the heat of Dubai or on the streets of Detroit. And if you do happen to find yourself on the streets of Detroit, MSU professor Carl Taylor is a good man to know. Carl Taylor is home. He's a professor of sociology at MSU who spends a lot of his time down here in Detroit. It's where he grew up.
This is actually the house that I first grew up in right here.
But when you listen to him, you realize a lot of his memories seem out of place. The place has changed.
My mother used to come up here, and he was a baby, and I went to that first school up there, and on Fridays, because I was a good boy, I'm in elementary school, she met me here at Buddy's Barbecue, which was not some slop place. It was clean. We had the little cups with the coleslaw with the pleats in it. Yeah. You understand? All those things. And we have barbershops and beauty salons, everything, the internal organs that keeps a community real. That's what made it neighborhoods, opposed to when we drift into hoods, was just a conquest of thuggery. And it has allowed to grow because people have forgotten their humanity. So a lot of these young guys and young women, we grab them and let them understand this is where we go back to. And this has nothing to do with dollars. This has everything seriously to do with heart.
So how are you going to bring the humanity back to a place like this?
Just like we're doing now. These young people here teaching them this is what this is, rebuilding it brick by brick. That's what it is.
He teaches college kids about what's going on here, trying to help them see the reality of a place like this. He works with younger kids and gang kids, trying to help them see what's still possible in a place like this. He sees what was. He sees what can be.
We have to demand peace, absolutely. You know, we may look different, but we're the same, and that's not corny, that's real. This is really gonna, we're not gonna solve anything, because if people wanna take me on, then I said, what is the last 40 years of beating people up, locking them up, executing and killing them, what has it produced? More hate, more polarization, but we're convinced that I wouldn't be Carl Taylor today if it wasn't someone giving peace a chance. You know, all the loving people up and down this strip, and I'm serious, these little people now, when I come back, and we have a lady that's 94 years old, and she'll grab my cheek today. Have you been a good boy? I'm like, I don't let too many people grab my cheek. But it's seriously, that is what made me what I am. That's why I'm back here. I owe something here. That's when I was taught by my parents, by this community, by these schools. I'm a product of this. So if it's injured and it's looking like this, then I'm injured. I gotta give back.
So when you look around and you see it's like this, and you see all the work that needs to be done, and you talk about all the trouble that's happened here, are there enough people that are living around here that still have the heart, the love, and the humanity to fight back all those people that don't have it, that lost it?
No, there's not enough people. I'm not gonna be dishonest. No, there's not. We need help. You know, it's kind of like, you think I'm a corny guy, it's like Stevie Wonder's song. Love is in need of love today, because hate is winning. That's what it looks like. No, that's the problem. We've had hideous acts by people in here, people who are living as survivors. When you survive, that's not what you want. You want to live and bloom and to breathe. So no, we don't.
The streets are still here, but the feeling has changed. It's not that he wants to change it back. He wants to change it forward. He says change has to come from inside the neighborhoods and outside. He says it has to come from younger people. Those are the ones he's trying to get to.
I think this young generation, urban, suburban, rural, share some things that I think are not good. And it's my job as an older guy, as an old head, to help them with that. Not to talk down to them, but to teach them. I'm a teacher. I'm a communicator. This is what I am. And so like when my kids come up at the university and say, well, Dr. Taylor, I don't want to go to the slums. So I said, what is the slum? You know? And I start off my class, I said, think about this. Think about going to the prom and living here, of being homeless and you want to go to the prom. Because you're homeless or you live in these shabby places, does that mean that you don't want to have a regular date like a regular young person? Does it mean that you have the same? I think people have things in common. But we demonize one group and it's scary. And it's scary to me. I see things here that are scary. I mean, I come out at night in my field research and I have to bring tough guys with me. That doesn't make me feel good.
You still see hope?
Oh, absolutely. That's the best question you asked me. That's the toughest one. I think without hope, then forget it. Batman's dead. Seriously. If you don't have hope, then you have nothing. And can we get it back? I say yes. You know what Gandhi said. He said the worst. What he said. The worst violence is poverty. And I piggyback that and said that the worst violence is poverty of spirit. And that's what my mother taught me, my grandmother, my mother, my father. What I'm saying is, my grandma said, you can have one shirt, Carl. That shirt better be clean. You wash it out every day. If this is the front of my house, I clean it every day. I take pride. We lost all of that, and that's when you become hopeless. And when you become hopeless, then that's when the demons take over.
You're talking about your mother, your grandmother, your father, and all that sort of stuff. That's basic stuff. That's basic human stuff. So, if it's basic human stuff, why Michigan State University? Why
Michigan State? It's a land-grant institution.
Now that's a PR answer.
No, that's true though. Well, you're absolutely right. That in one sense, a lot of people use it as PR. I take it for the spirit, seriously. That land grants out of FDR meant to get out and to help the common man. It did not stop at the farms. Why shouldn't it extend itself to everywhere in the urban communities? So absolutely, and I have something to give. I came from this community. I went to MSU. I bring this back to here. That's what's important. I also get past the point of people saying, no, I don't have to live right here. I'm telling you, I don't have to live here in the midst of guns and all that, but I am still part of this community, as you are. I think that's the difference that I'm saying to the larger community. Oh, yes, this is your community. When they start all this racial polarization, what has it gotten us? Not a damn thing, seriously. So we take from them. I learn from them. They learn from me. If we don't have this interconnection, then again, here's the example of what happened.
Now, I asked you if it could come back, and you said yeah, but you took a minute to think about it. So yeah, it's not an instant,
no, it's not.
It's coming back.
No, absolutely not. That would be dishonest. It really would. But yeah, I did hesitate, and that's a good eye on your part. That's true. Hesitated like hell. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I really did,
Perhaps the hesitation is because the question is so hard. For Carl Taylor, this is home. Moving through the neighborhoods he remembers, he can't help but be struck by how much of what he remembers is lost. But maybe around the next corner, there will be some more hope. It's what he teaches every day, no matter if it's in a classroom in East Lansing or here on the streets. For him, hope is here. And if it's not, well, then you have to make some. This presentation has been brought to you by Michigan State University, America's premier land-grant institution. 150 years of advancing knowledge, transforming lives. When you think about nuclear physics, I'm sure you think of the same thing that I do, rap.
You would be on the screen.
And there's a black line in the middle where the stable isotopes are.
Yep.
They're ionized enough that they'll start to get accelerated.
We're going to storyboard the whole thing.
These are the ones we know for hydrogen, and as you get bigger and bigger nuclei, then they can have a bigger range of neutron numbers.
What?
Maybe the details sometimes are complicated, but the ideas aren't.
Okay, so to most of us, the language of rare isotope research is a mystery.
Make new isotopes for researchers.
But with a new $550 million facility coming to the campus of Michigan State University, maybe we need to understand the process. Maybe in a way we can understand.
Isotopes we don't usually find.
So the project hired a physics rapper. Yeah, we've never heard of one either.
My main MC, Alpine Cat.
With the serendipitous B.O.B.
MSU graduate, Catherine McAlpine.
Yeah, call me Kate.
Okay, Kate is our rapper, who is able to explain this scientific process. But why a rap?
Why not a rap?
Oh, that was a blast.
We're producing a rap video for the F-Rib.
I like it as a way of communicating because rhymes tend to stick in people's heads.
Yeah, but we still can't say exactly why some are stable while others decay.
To communicate what we do to as broad an audience as possible.
It's just been a really cool experience so far.
I think rap is a very good way to do that, and it's something that is just fun to watch, but the message is also great. It really describes what it is we're doing.
This isn't the first time Kate has explained complicated physics with a rap.
I'm about to drop some particle physics in the club.
Her last physics rap video was a huge internet hit.
And she has done a few other rap videos before.
She had earlier done a rap for the LHC, which is the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland.
Her video about that gigantic research facility you see in the movie Angels and Demons has gotten over 5 million hits on YouTube. It's also been featured on MSNBC and Fox News. Not bad for a rap about particles, ions, and antimatter. Whoa. Today, Kate is shooting her next physics rap video.
Today we were filming some green screen.
Josh, ready? Adam, ready?
It is for the FRIB rap.
They've lost protons and neutrons, or maybe gained a few.
So what is this one about?
It is about the facility for rare isotope beams, which MSU has just been awarded by the Department of Energy. They're going to upgrade their nuclear physics facility.
Okay, oh, that's a 1K, right?
A fantastic job with the lyrics describing what we do. I mean, much better than any of us could have done it. And she did it in rap.
You strip off their electrons for a charged state. They zip through electric fields made to accelerate.
Couple-minute rap and with great imagery and maybe not so great dancing.
The teams here check out their dynamics, measure masses.
But really says what our project is about.
If it's got lots of protons, it takes an inside curve, but more neutrons tend to drag it for an outside swerve.
So we pique some interest and then they want to learn more. Find out what this FRIB thing is.
So when they go this way, you zoom out for the entire frame.
To produce this rap video, Kate teamed up with graphics and video teams from the College of Communication Arts and Sciences to help with the project.
And this is my first full-fledged rap video.
Amal is directing this project.
I would say about 4 takes. This is really unique because, again, we have the medium of rap being used to basically educate people. Both of you guys are physicists, so you know all about momentum and velocity, so.
Protons and neutrons can switch from one to the other.
There is a lot of student involvement in this production. Everything from storyboarding and graphic elements and lighting to shooting and editing the final video.
So it's possible to be entertaining and educational at the same time.
Sure, making this rap video is fun, but it's also to bring attention to some of the great research that will be done here in this new facility.
Although the rap is entertaining, it's also closely linked to what we're actually going to be doing. And the words describe very well the type of research and the goals of the research that FRIB will do.
So what does science get out of a rap video?
Well, what we hope to gain is interest in the project and also just to express this great thing that we're doing in science to as many people as want to listen to it. It's always good to get the message out. There's fantastic, exciting things happening in science. And maybe people are more likely to watch a rap than they are to pick up a journal or something and read about it.
The rap is a way to create excitement about some of the great work that will be produced right here in years to come.
Putting the subject with the rap was more of a humor factor, but it's just fun.
It is the largest performing arts venue in Michigan. Wharton Center opened its doors and turned on the footlights in 1982. It's gone through changes and renovations and innovations many times through the decades. But what hasn't changed is the deep commitment to the arts and to the community. It sits on campus, but the bright lights shine for all the people of Michigan and beyond. Numerous stages play host to everything from educational programs to full-blown Broadway shows. Clifton R. Wharton was president of MSU during the 1970s. He and his wife Dolores believed in the power of the arts. This building became the permanent home for a performing arts center, long the dream of the Whartons. Today, the dream is reality, and the Whartons, well, their presence is felt long after they're gone. Bees make honey, and along with pointing out the obvious, I want to point out that one of MSU's A teams is the B team. Student reporter Shelley Childers takes us out to the hives.
That buzz is the sound of more than 3,000 honeybees, and you'll never guess where they call home.
We're at the Student Organic Farm, and it's part of Michigan State University.
And at the Student Organic Farm is where a little group called the Bee Team carefully practiced the art of beekeeping.
We started this project 4 years ago when Joe came to us, to MSU, as an incoming freshman.
Yeah, I'm teaching a lot of the students here that are learning.
Where's the pollen, Joe?
Pollen is in here.
Students from multiple colleges, multiple majors, community members. We've got faculty that come out here and are learning about it. Yeah, we're a diverse bunch.
They may be a diverse bunch, but today they're working together for one goal.
Today we're going to be installing bee packages into a hive.
And you might be wondering exactly how many bees we'll be working with.
A couple thousand.
Which is why I'm suiting up.
This is for you.
All right. My very own bee suit.
Yep.
It's gonna look so good on me.
Now I'm gonna light the smoker. Beekeepers use this to create a cold fire, and the smoke is used to chase the bees around out of your immediate working area. Give me a little bit of smoke here, just a little bit.
This doesn't kill the bees at all, does it?
No.
Okay.
Well, you want to be in charge of.
Smells like it works.
You want to keep puffing that to keep the
Yeah,
fire
you
going?
want to keep puffing this?
Yep.
You're putting me to work?
I am.
How do I know when it's puffed enough?
Once it goes out, that's good.
Wait, what? Just keep doing this?
Yeah, but come along.
Oh.
What we're going to do is, I've got all the equipment down there for the hive prepped.
All right, off to install.
So these are the hives, and we're going to take off the lids and take out some of the frames and kind of open it up. And then we've got the packages, and we're going to open them up, and then we're basically going to dump the bees in.
And then this way, again.
Throw the equipment back in, make sure the queen is in there, and then close everything up. And then a couple of days later, I'll come back and check them.
Beekeeping isn't all hard work. There is, of course, that sweet reward. Okay, all right.
There you go.
How does that? Oh my God, that's really sweet. It tastes like honey from the grocery store. All right, so it's a lot better than grocery store honey. It was, after all, made right here at Michigan State.
This presentation has been brought to you by Michigan State University, America's premier land-grant institution. 150 years of advancing knowledge, transforming lives. Getting around is a lot easier if you're doing it on a bike. And there's a cool place on campus that fixes them up, rents them out, and gets you on your way.
They're cool cycling shoes.
It's gonna be $70 for you.
This is the MSU Bike Service Center. In a time when it seems everyone is trying to be green, bikes are a likely choice for getting around. Tim Potter and his team rent bikes and fix bikes. They rebuild abandoned bikes, paint them green, and get them back on the road.
Doesn't get much greener to get around under your own power. So yeah, and the color green being Spartan green, it certainly was a good combination there that didn't take too much thought.
The idea of a bike center started a few years ago, and it started small. The idea was just to take a few old bikes, fix them up, and loan them out to students and people who worked at MSU.
Looks good.
It exploded. They've rolled out hundreds for folks looking to get a little exercise and save a little gas.
We saw that especially last year when the gas prices were as high as they were. You know, we probably had a lot more business last year. I think globally in the bike industry, it was probably one of the biggest years ever.
The rental part is going strong, but the real engine of this operation is in repairs. The place is literally packed with bikes awaiting attention. Tim says about 3/4 of the business is fixing bikes.
We might need to put a different derailleur, which is this shifter.
Along with fixing bikes and renting bikes, the educational component is huge. He says it's critical that riders know the rules and stay safe. The sidewalks around campus can be a maze of bikers and walkers. Tim says that can lead to problems, and then it's not really where bikes belong.
The other part of what we're doing is trying to educate bicyclists on how to get around safely. And a lot of newer cyclists think that they should just ride on the sidewalks to be safer, and that's actually where a lot of the car-bicycle accidents, collisions happen, because they're trying to get to work as a bicyclist on a sidewalk faster than they should be, and then a motorist will block their way and they'll T-bone each other. And so we try to educate more on, where the safest place to ride is, and that's in the street, actually.
There's a lot being done around campus to be green that goes far beyond game day. Being green and environmentally conscious is a big deal here, and more, it's part of the culture. Whether you're recycling or turning off your lights, or just heading to class or to the office.
Yeah, in fact, I do got to get back to work, so thanks a lot, gentlemen.
That's it. For more on MSU Today, go to the website.
The preceding program was produced by Michigan State University in association with the Big Ten Network.